What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and right now we're going to be talking about how no money spent players are making millions of coins with this AKA method. Very, very simplistic. I want to run across a few things first before we get started. First of all, you're going to want to make sure you're getting these challenges done, because as you collect these AKA tokens, you will be able to get a free player, and it's a lot of different variations of the players, but we're going to go over that right now. Also, EA Sports has added monetarily with the packs that you buy, they're giving out AKA tokens as well. Obviously, this is no money spent, so we're just focused in on making sure that we get the tokens with no money spent. But it is an option for those of you guys that are trying to get the player a little bit faster. Certain things are available in store. All right. So I want to make sure you guys go ahead and get these AKA challenges done. This week, it's going to be the Slim Reaper for the Eagles, LT for the Giants, and that's ultimately what's going on. We did actually get LT and utilize him for a couple games, and yes, as you guys may have thought, he sucks, and we got rid of him immediately. I will show you guys really quickly what I sold him for, so you guys will know what's going on as far as the auctions go. I don't know why it just took me there, because I did not press it there, but the menus are pretty slow. So we got rid of him for 637. We made him for like 145 because we made a lot of the cards from the pack that we purchased earlier during the stream that was going on when I was live on Twitch. All right, so we'll talk about that stuff a little bit later, but right now we're going to jump right into the sets, because this is what you guys are going to be doing in order to make a lot of coins right now in the game. So this is what you're going to want to do. Go over to the program. You're going to jump over to AKA. Now let's go ahead and specify a few things. These two guys are 88s. EA Sports, as they've done in the past, has continued to jump the overalls immediately, week by week by week, which is why, for those of you guys that watch my content, you know why I tell you guys to not just, re-up on certain cards. Like, for instance, a lot of you guys that read up on certain AKA cards that were available, now it's a little bit weird with the way that they have it set up. I don't know why it's not letting me go down any further. It's like stopping right there. This is kind of weird. Why is it going newest? Let me go overall, see if it changes up. Okay, there it goes. That was pretty stupid, but it was just stopping right there. All right, so look, if you guys were doing like 80 overalls, you really got, like, EA got you, right? Because the 87s, you were using the 81s to make 84s. The 84s were down here. So the 81s, well, the 80s were making the 84s. Now you need to make 85s, all right? So for the 85s, you need to make 81s. So EA Sports, they doing this, you may have been one of those people that were making the 80s that would have gone into the 84 set if it would have remained as an 87. But because now they're 88s, you actually need 85s, all right? So because of that, a lot of things have raised in value. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to talk about a few things. Now, the 85, okay, gee, what is the point of making an 85? Why is that something that is going to make us millions of coins? Well, if you look at the ratio, right, he's about 110,000 each one. When it first launches, he was about 140, 150. All right, as things start to die down, it will change up. Now, I do want to point out that depending on the player, you will not see a lot of change, because you only need one of the 85s of the card that you're creating, and then it's any other 85 overall AKA player, which in this instance is only the Slim Reaper. Now, Slim Reaper is actually going crazy. I don't really care for the Eagles, but I could get this guy on my team if I actually, I would think about it a little bit. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, because I would want to be maxed out at the 89 speed. I think he's only 85 right now. 87 speed. I think he's 87 speed. So both of these cards right now are around the same amount. Okay, so because he is 85 speed, so he'd only go to 87. That kind of the maxed out one is 87 speed, but the 85 is 85. All right, I don't want you to confuse you guys with it. When you complete his set, his card is 87, but the card that we're looking at right now is an 85, and it's also an 85 overall. All right, so look, this is what I want you guys to understand. At this point right now, his 85 and LT's 85 are pretty much similar at 100K. So you can make 85s with the cards you already have and eat uncontrollably right now. But let's go ahead and take a look further about what's going on, right? I want you guys to understand also what the full value of the card is. That is also very important. So let's go over to AKA in the auction house so you guys can kind of see the values of what's going on. I want you to see, visibly, so that way it'll urge you to kind of get on it, or just say, you know what, I'm done, G, I don't care. LT, right? Like I told you guys, he's a little bit cheaper right now, but his card will continue to decline because his 88 is actually an 85 speed. So there are players like Montez Sweat. There's a lot of other players that are also 85. And many people will realize that the block shed and the power move and the finesse move, it really doesn't matter as much when you're running like a contained blitz and stuff like that, or you're just trying to get sheds. The game will naturally make the player shed. So realistically, he's not really better overall because of the speed rating than Montez Sweat. Also, Montez Sweat is like 6'6", and the bigger players react a lot better in the game. All right, that's still a major factor with the size. So I just want you guys to see what the price ranges are of the cards currently. It's about 600K per player. So as we go through this coin making method, I want you to keep that in the back of your head if you wanted to keep going further and, you know, like, yo, G, I'm gonna make everything. Like, I don't even care, G, I'm doing everything. I want you to understand what has the value. What are we doing? Like, what exactly is going on? All right. So look, right here, like I said, if you go to AKA program, you're going to have to go over to newest, I guess, for it to register to go all the way down, because for some reason it's stopping before we get down. All right, now I just showed you guys what goes into the set and what we're doing, right? So the 81s now make 85s. Okay, so if you were gonna make an 85 that goes into the set for whatever you want to do, doesn't really matter. We saw what the prices are, about 110, whatever it is. Every 81 that you make is going to go into the set, and you need 8 of them. All right, so let's go ahead and check the 81 prices, right? 14,000, 13,000. You have a couple plans here that you can do, right? We're gonna make 81s because we know what the end game is, right? Like that's just what we do, right? So how do you make 81s? We're gonna use those goals. Remember what I was telling you guys. The goals, the lower level goals, are always gonna have value throughout the promos because they're gonna give you options, with the exception of Legends. EA Sports wants to make bank on Legends, so you are not able to make the lower level Legends because they want you to use the store in order to do that. I want to make sure that I'm always pointing these things out to you guys because I see what EA is doing and I already know what's going on. So we're just going to grab one of them. Now remember, it takes 8 of them. All right, it takes 8 of them to make one of the 85s. Each one of those cards are going for, like I just showed you, like 13,000, whatever it is. So let's go over to our items, right? And let's check out, you know, whatever the last sell price was. All right. Now, if he just sold for 13,000, so if you go 13,000 times 8, it's going to be a little, you know, it's like what's 4.2. It's about 120 something thousand, something like that. You know, right at the top of my head, right? So look, if we sell it individually, EA is going to tax us an imaginary tax and take our stuff, but we will probably make out more by giving them the 1,300 per, so that we make 12,000 each time. All right. So overall, we would make a lot more if we sold it individually. So because somebody just bought them for 13,350, that, you know, that like close, really, really close, we don't need to go too crazy. We'll just stop right there and put them up for 8 hours. Now, generally speaking, right, when you're doing these coin methods, I don't recommend the 8 hours because I would want you guys to see if it's going to sell right away. So I probably, you know, if you're just getting into making coins, I probably wouldn't put 8 hours. I would probably put, you know, like the 1 hour or whatever, so people knows it's going to run out and they'll rush to get it. So that way you can make the coins a little bit faster. But again, for me, I know that it will eventually sell because people, you know, they change the things up throughout the entirety of the day. Like, you see, like how all the prices came down a little bit. People bought the 87 or no, the 88 overall Slim Reaper. They bought him for about 750K earlier. Now he's down to about 604. So it fluctuates. That's why I put it up at 8 hours for those of you guys that were asking. Also, with the way that the sets go, like I was telling you guys before, right? The AKA B&Ds, you want to stay away from them. The champion, right, is the only one that I would say would make sense because look, the AKA Hero Token Exchange, the hero is not going to be worth those collectibles unless for whatever reason they drop like a Megatron and you can sell the auctionable version of the hero for a lot. They give you guys a lot of B&D exchanges. I do not believe in getting B&Ds for what we work for in game. I just don't, like, especially if you're no money spent. You have no value unless you already have another version of the card and you're going to sell it to make actual currency. Stay away from B&Ds. It is a plague of the community. And as far as this one goes, this B&D, because it's a champion, it will benefit you more because you more than likely would already have the champion that you would be redeeming. You see what I'm saying? Like, you would already have this card. So let's say, for instance, right, I had LT or they dropped Megatron, right? And it just so happens that I have all of these AKA tokens and I can make a BND champion. But I already bought them. I would just get the BND and sell Calvin, and then, you know, that's how I make my profit. So there's a lot of stuff going on within this promo. But like I said, making those 81s right now, while it's really hot, is going to make you a lot of coins. And just pay attention to these BND crap. It's all garbage. Stay away from it because you can't put it in the set. It says BND. You know, it's account bound, it's not auctionable, it's not tradable, it's stupid. If they made it that, you know, so you could put it into the set, that would make sense. But BND, dude, it's just a BND, all right? Unless they update it to be something else, I would avoid it. So for now, this is what we're doing with our lower level cards, all right? We're making a bunch of 81s and we are eating. A lot of you guys, by the time this is done, you're gonna already be up at least $250,000. And then we're gonna keep finding other ways to make this currency over and over again. Now, if you're a person that's like, yo, I want to get an LT, you know, for whatever, you just want to get an 81 to sell him, it don't matter which one you're selling. You know, they're going to be 13,350. It's going to be whatever. Whatever the current prices are going for, that's what they're going to be. That one I'll leave it for an hour, and then we'll see if he sells right away. But just keep making those, and if you make them individually as opposed to putting them in the set, mathematically you'll make out a little bit better. And I think that overall it will help a lot of you guys to grow your coin stack. And that's all we're trying to do for our no money spent players. Let me know if you have any other questions or comments. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You enjoy your day. Stay well, stay blessed. Until next time. One love, y'all.